My goodness, TV is just so boring nowadays. And on top of that, I want drugs, but I cannot afford them. And on top of that, I am still paying that damn alimony. So how about I solve my frustrations by reading How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings. Why? Because it's surreal. It's strange. Just like me. It's How to See a Man About a Dog. And me as a dog owner, I can totally relate to this. I'm going to get my dose of surreal prose and poetry with this dark comedy collection. The ebook is available on Kindle Unlimited, and print copies are available on Amazon, the Book Depository, and more. Thanks so much for supporting The Anything Show with Jon Francois.
From the Magic 97.7 studios in Lyndonville, Vermont, this is The Anything Show with Jon Francois. Stand by and remain cautious.
Oh my God, Thursday, October 21st, as we record this. Jon Francois here in Lyndonville, Vermont. Joining me as always, the host of the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast, Andrew Vandertunt from Rochester, New York. Hello, Andrew.
Hola.
And this is a special week for The Anything Show. It is the week of October 25th. We usually record and send out the podcast episodes on Monday. The following Monday is going to be after Halloween. So this Monday, October 25th, as you're hearing this, me and Andrew are currently dressed up in our costumes. Andrew, you want to explain who you are?
I am Cammy from Street Fighter, the best character in the game.
Okay, and I am an inflatable ballerina, the best character in no game at all, but screw it. It's a game that I would like to create myself.
Twinkle Toes.
Okay, yeah, the game is going to be called Twinkle Toes. Okay, so anybody who wants to create a game out there called Twinkle Toes, let me know. Jon Inflatable Ballerina Francois will be at your service. We got a great show coming up. We have an interview later on with Angel from the Mermaid and the Lion podcast. Oh my God, erotic, romantic drama that you have to listen to. Both me and Andrew vouch for it. For our celebrity gossip, Andrew, you're a big fan of Squid Game on Netflix. Apparently there is a Squid Game alarm clock that we're going to hear.
Ooh. I'm excited to hear this. I want it.
I know. For Let's Get Viral, Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Have you been there, Andrew?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's great.
I've never had it, but I've heard it's amazing.
You have not experienced great, expensive burger and fries until you've been to Five Guys. And we're going to hear a TikTok hack about how to really kind of get around the expensive Five Guys burgers and fries. For our headlines in just a bit, we're going to talk about a ketchup Halloween kit. Listen, subscribe, follow, rate, review The Anything Show with Jon Francois, wherever you get podcasts. Facebook.com/The Anything Show. Instagram and TikTok. Find us there at Anything Show Francois. And on YouTube under The Anything Show with Jon Francois. Shot glasses and keychains are available. $10 for a glass, $5 for a keychain. Send me a DM or else you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. Andrew, shall we go ahead and get these headlines started?
Let's do it.
Yes! All right. Like I said, a ketchup Halloween kit. Now, Andrew, have you ever used ketchup as fake blood for Halloween?
Yes, I have.
All right. Well, get this. The people at Heinz claim that a lot of people like you do it. I've done it myself. So now they're selling a new ketchup costume kit for Halloween. Get this. Each kit comes with a normal 20-ounce bottle of Heinz ketchup, except the label says tomato blood. You also get a makeup palette, brushes, makeup sponge, eyedropper, fake tattoos, rhinestones, vampire teeth, and false eyelashes. Andrew, what say you to the Heinz ketchup Halloween kit?
I love it. I'm concerned that we consume something that looks so similar to human blood, but I do wish it was a hamburger kit or something. Let me be a live hamburger.
Yeah, I think what would make sense is if like both you and I were dressed up as hamburgers for Halloween, and then we just put this Heinz ketchup Halloween stuff all over us. People would want to eat us. We would be delicious.
Yeah. Don't eat animals, eat us.
Yeah.
That's what vegans are about.
Yeah, we wouldn't be offended if you ate us because we would consent to you eating us, people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
Consent to them and get dressed in ketchup ketchup. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
God, if there's anything that my meat tastes better with, it's ketchup, Andrew. It's ketchup. But honestly, I think that buying like regular store brand ketchup with like just makeup accessories separately, I think you could just get that cheaper at like the dollar store instead of going for this really expensive, extravagant Heinz kit, you know?
Yeah, McDonald's could probably help you out too.
Yeah, unfortunately. Ugh, don't get me started on McDicks. All right. Speaking of food that is very questionable, Hooters. Hooters, they had to change their uniforms because I guess they want to get more stalker male perverts onto the mix. As if the female waitresses at Hooters weren't dressed suggestively enough, Andrew. Now the shorts are even skimpier, like thong underwear. But, a bunch of waitresses understandably complained online that they were a bit too much. So Hooters had to reverse course and say, you know what, fine. The new skimpy thong underwear shorts are optional. Fine, go ahead. Andrew, I loved what you said here on the Google Doc. So Hooters reversed course yesterday or the other day. And what did you say in response to that?
Have they reversed course on their bad food?
I've never been to a Hooters. How is their food? Like, what's their food like there?
So if you've ever eaten cardboard with, like, barbecue sauce, that's kind of what the chicken's like. And the French fries, I've never tasted potato that's tasted more like beef.
Yeah.
It's gross.
So clearly Hooters is saying to themselves, let's get cheap, unquality food. But, to make up for it, we're going to have these really attractive waitresses that'll distract guys because, straight red-blooded males who are horny all the time, they'll eat anything. They'll eat cardboard with barbecue sauce if it means that they get to have sex with an attractive lady at a restaurant.
They sure will. So, I'll hang out the front door and see who I can tempt with something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if you're tasting that terrible food at Hooters, may I suggest, Andrew, that some spice would go wonderful with it. And I got to remind you and our listeners that one of our partners, Heart Soul Heat, they have this ghost honey that you have to try. It is 100% American-made hot honey, a ghost pepper infused raw honey. It's great on things like pizza and fried chicken. So I think when you put the ghost pepper raw honey on the Hooters food, it'll taste a little less like cardboard, Andrew.
Ooh, I think I might give it just the taste I need.
Uh-huh. And even better, oh my God, our good friends at Heart Soul Heat, for their Ghost Honey, they are offering Anything Show listeners 50% off the first order with the code ANYTHING at heartsoulheat.com. HeartSoulHeat.com. Just use the promo code ANYTHING at checkout. You get 50% off. So thanks to our good friends at Heart Soul Heat for giving us a great deal on that raw ghost honey. How was that, Andrew, for some creepy stuff?
I like that. You just sold me on this even more now.
Now, let me sell you on crappy DoorDash drivers. This next headline here, someone posted a TikTok video after their DoorDash driver trapped them in their house by placing their order way too close to their door. Now, this person, Andrew, has one of those doors that opens on, I think it opens on the inside, right? Yeah, if this were to be a problem, it would open on the inside. Oh, no. It only opens on the outside. Never mind. It only opens on the outside. Yeah. So imagine the inside part of it. It's just kind of like a one of those bathroom doors, those public restroom doors that just kind of slide in and out. And the outside is the one with the actual doorknob. I think that's what it is. So the issue with the DoorDash driver and this customer, the customer ordered some breakfast with an iced coffee. The driver left it 6 inches in front of their door. So if the customer opened the door, the coffee would spill. Now, Andrew, what do you say to this?
I wish they would have left a note saying, would you like to play a game? That would have been amazing.
Now, what kind of game are we playing? Are we playing the Squid Game? What the hell are we playing?
This would be more Saw-esque. I would probably have the water supply cut off to their house and look, if you want to drink this and have your morning go well, figure out how to get it without knocking it over.
Wow. So that's a threat that I just love. That's a really sexy threat. Hey, if you want any heat in your house, give me my damn coffee that I paid for. Don't just leave it on the ground for me. Wow.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and my question is, the DoorDash driver, could he not knock or ring the bell? Like, if I was this person and this DoorDash driver just left it on the ground and I had to, scooch just very carefully the door open to see if something would work here. I would call the DoorDash driver. I'd be like, hey, mother effer, Give this to me by hand or else I'm calling the cops on you.
I like your logic immediately. I would do that too. Like, after I have my fun and games, I'm like, look, dude, I want to drink this, so figure it out.
Yeah. You know, if last week we had a guy who called 911 just because he was stuck in traffic and had to pee, I think, by God, a valid 911 emergency is, hey, someone dropped off my coffee and I can't open the door without spilling it. So please, police officer, forget about that guy that was shot 55 times. Get to me first. Damn it.
My coffee's getting warm.
Yeah, exactly. I want it stoking hot. Or, well, it's iced coffee, so I guess it would have to be cold. Warm iced coffee would be awful, Andrew.
I think the whole concept is weird to me of iced coffee, but yeah, I guess it would be.
I thought about that too at first, but then I drank iced coffee and I was like, you know what? I can get down with this. So you know what? Open up your mind, Andrew. Open up your mind. You might just like iced coffee.
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Hey, how about having a tiny waist? Maybe we should give that a try. This next headline from TikTok. I guess TikTok is obsessed with a $24 optical illusion dress that makes your waist look smaller than it really is. Made by a company called Fashion Nova. And I guess when you cinch the belt, your waist appears to shrink by several sizes. It's already sold out on their website. Women are asking to get them more in stock. I don't know. I feel like this is awful because it's basically glorifying the idea that women need to have a tiny waist to look good. Am I mistaken on that?
I agree with you. You know, when women were wearing those corsets all the time, this is kind of what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like saying you should have this specific body type.
I guess. And are you familiar with Fashion Nova, Andrew?
Very familiar. Their clothes are bad. They're made of paper towels.
Oh, literally every part of their clothes are made with paper towel?
I mean, not in a recycling and helping the earth kind of way. Their clothes are just so cheap, they'll rip apart it after the first wash.
Oh, my God. So Fashion Nova, I don't want you to be a sponsor on the Anything show unless you offered us a certain amount of money. And then I will glorify crap.
Yes. I will take all of the money.
Yeah.
And it's the best clothing in the world.
Me and Andrew have no problem being sellouts because, you know, hey, bitches gotta eat, as we say. Bitches gotta eat.
I'm starving.
Exactly, right now. You know what? How about we eat pumpkins? Our next headline here. 36% of men and 28% of women said they've got a knack for carving pumpkins. You know, Andrew, last year on Halloween, it was my very first time carving pumpkins. I sucked at it. Now, of course, my girlfriend, Tony, who introduced it to me last year at the time, you know, she'll say like, oh, no, it's just your first time. It's whatever. You know, people are clumsy at it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if I want to try it again because it was hard and I sucked at it, Andrew.
I understand it. I tried carving a pumpkin once. It was messy, sticky, and I was just like, nope, this is not for me.
Yeah. It's just more strenuous exercise than something fun, you know?
Yeah, smashing them.
Yeah, smashing them is better. I would do that. I would get a big jackhammer and smash the F out of a pumpkin to, like, relieve stress. But to, like, carve it into some jack-o'-lantern face thing? Nah. Nah.
Let me crush it.
Exactly. Pumpkins deserve to be murdered. Sorry for those people that think that pumpkins deserve life. I'm not pro-life pumpkin. I'm anti-life pumpkin.
The pumpkin apocalypse has begun.
Yes. All started by me with my inflatable ballerina costume. Damn it. Oh, man. Hey, how about we talk about a woman that just ran naked through an 8th grade football practice field? Isn't that just screwed up, Andrew? 27-year-old woman in Missouri was on drugs the other Friday when she got paranoid, ran out of her house naked, ended up streaking across the field at an 8th grade football practice. I feel like this woman should be on like some kind of pedophile sex offender watch. Even though she wasn't intending to do anything pedophilic, still, you know, you just happen to be naked on drugs in an 8th grade field. That's not going to look great on your record.
No. You weren't even, like, trying to imitate a cheerleader. You're just running out there, everything's flapping in the breeze in front of children. Yeah.
And you said that, you know, once she comes down from those drugs, it's going to hit hard, right?
Oh, yeah, it's going to hit her harder than a ton of bricks.
Ooh, God, and I don't like bricks, so I know what you're talking about, Andrew. I disapprove of bricks. All right, 26% of adults in a recent survey say that they plan to dress up for Halloween this year. Almost half of people still don't know what their costume will be. You know what? I say F it. Right now we're as we're recording this, we're 10 days away from Halloween. As someone who buys his Halloween costume at the last minute, this is actually an improvement for me, Andrew, having this inflatable ballerina costume right now, 10 days before Halloween. I sympathize with those people that don't have their Halloween costume yet. Stop the pressure. We're adults. We have other important things to worry about. Just give it time.
Yes, everybody does in their own time. The Halloween costume will talk to you and tell you when it's ready.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient.
Remember what you said to me the other night, Andrew, when I was like trying to find my Halloween costume and I was worried about it? You said what?
Listen to the voices of the costume. It'll speak to you.
That sounds like some like Shining Exorcist crap. I love it. Yeah, you know, like Andrew says, listen to the voices and they will tell you what to do. 35% of Americans, Andrew, say the pandemic has exhausted their love of cooking. Just under 40% say their patience in the kitchen is at an all-time low. You know, Andrew, earlier in the pandemic, I was doing pretty good learning how to cook. And then I started living with my girlfriend who loves to cook and is much better at it than I am. So then I just was like, you know, why do I even have to try anymore? I'll just sit back, get fat thanks to Tony.
Tony has spoiled you in the best way possible.
Oh, yeah.
Food is the best thing you could ever have.
Honestly, I would rather die an obese, unhealthy, happy man than a very fit, sad, single man. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I'm eating out way more now because I got tired of cooking at home. So now I want to reverse and start cooking on my own again.
You know, you seem like someone who would be a great cook. I'm actually surprised that you're doing takeout more than usual, Andrew.
You know, I think I cook pretty well. Nobody's died for my cooking, so, you know, I'm on the plus side here.
Hey, send me some. I'm always in need of cooking, you know.
Okay. I got you.
Yes.
Mushroom flan.
Mushroom what? Mushroom sloth?
Flan.
What's mushroom flan?
So flan is like a delicious little cake made of condensed milk. You can substitute mushrooms and see how it tastes.
Oh, all right. You know, okay. You know, let's move on to Tinder. How about that? Let's move on to Tinder. Tinder has a new addition to their app called Plus One. It's going to help you find a date to one-off events like weddings. Or, Andrew, if you don't have a wedding to go to, you can sign up and put yourself out there as a potential wedding date. They say it's something people would need right now, especially wedding season, not too far from us, Andrew. Understandably, because of the pandemic last year, this coming wedding season is supposed to be the busiest in 35 years because we canceled like 50 billion weddings last year, and now we're trying to play catch up. Now, Andrew, I think you said you're a big fan of this Tinder Plus One idea, right?
100%. I would love to go to random weddings with random people. I am a wedding junkie, so if I could go all year long, let me do it.
Now, my thing is, I would love anybody, including yourself, that uses this whole wedding date Tinder connection. I would hope that you have a strong enough connection with the wedding date that it turns into something more. Because I feel like it doesn't it sound really weird to, you know, you say, hey, be my wedding date, and then you guys have a great connection. Could be sexual, could be non-sexual, but at the end of the night, it's just like, oh, all right, I've used you for what I've used you for. See you later. Have a good life. Isn't that weird?
No, not because I'm gay. It's kind of like the hookup lifestyle. You know, but in this situation, I would personally like it where I could be like, hey, welcome to this wedding. I'm new here. You're new here. Let's see where it goes. Okay. So you're okay with the whole one night stand idea. Like, hey, like, let's have a good time during the wedding. Let's dance. Let's drink. Let's have some fun. And if some dirty business happens, then, all right, let's put some gas in the tank and then let's just drive away and never see each other again. Right. All you have to say is, it was a wedding. And
yeah.
There you go.
There you go. So that sounds appealing. I don't think what sounds so appealing is Sour Patch Kids popcorn. Our next headline here. Yeah, Andrew, Sour Patch Kids popcorn, a thing that actually exists. The regular Sour Patch Kids itself is enough to make my face squirm. I don't have any problem with the taste. It's just that the sourness of it just makes my face all squelchy and squeamy and tense and stuff like that. So having a popcorn made of that, you combine the sourness with the saltiness of the popcorn. It's gonna make me faint in a bad way.
I immediately feel like my tongue would just fall out my mouth. It would just fall out. Like, what did you put on me? And especially if you're going to a wedding with a date, you need your tongue for maybe a lot of things. I want all the food.
Yeah, that too. I was thinking of something else, but you know what? Weddings have free food, so the tongue is to taste the food. So taste the food. You know? Okay. Last headline. Sorry, I'm like walking on a thin line here. The average parent who goes trick or treating with their kids will let them hit 25 houses before it's time to go home. They'll steal 5 pieces of candy from their kids' stash on Halloween night alone. I was shocked at the number 25, Andrew. I thought that kids were going to like maybe 10 or less houses for trick-or-treating. Now, I mean, have you gone to that many houses, 25 houses for trick-or-treating?
Oh, yeah. Even when I was a kid, we would hit about 50 to 60 houses.
Jesus, how do you have that kind of time?
So we lived on a military base, and all the kids would parade in the street like this river of children, and we would go to every house on every track.
Wow. Like, how much time would you spend in each house, I wonder? Because that's a lot of houses.
Probably about like 2 to 3 seconds. You just run up, grab the candy, and go.
And it never gets to a certain point, like, say, by house 25, where you're just like, oh, God, this is so repetitive. I'm so tired. Let's go home.
No, you're getting candy. It doesn't matter.
Wow. All right. Well, a word for you candy junkies out there. If it means going to 125 houses, do that dirty deed. All right. If you have a headline that you want to send me and Andrew, Facebook.com/The Anything Show, Instagram and TikTok at Anything Show Francois. Facebook, The Anything Show with Jon Francois. YouTube, same thing. Jon Francois here with Andrew Vandertunt. You know, what are we doing? We're doing a show, aren't we? I think we're doing a show.
We're doing a show.
Oh, okay. I just lost my place for a moment. I was like, wait, where am I? Who is life? Where is life? What is candy? What is life? It's just, I'm crazy right now.
You're figuring out the secret of the cosmos. Okay.
I guess so. It's very important that I know where I am right now, because I think someone has been waiting all month to be crowned the winner of our Ask Anything giveaway this month. All this month, we've been asking you what your childhood dream job is. And right now, we're going to announce the winner right here on The Anything Show with a round of Ask Anything. Andrew, are you ready to go?
I'm all ready.
Yeah. All right, all this month, like I said, what do you want to be when you grew up? So many great responses. We got a duck, a sea animal trainer, RN. Someone wanted to be happy. Someone wanted to be a teacher. Someone wanted to be tall when they grew up. An author, a pastor, a millionaire. Someone wanted to be me when they grew up, and they were obviously being sarcastic because I think they're older than me. Someone wanted to be a marine biologist, a meteorologist, flight attendant, doctor, Supreme Court Justice, archaeologist, Loretta Lynn, whoever that is, an F-4 pilot, President of the United States, an architect, a singer, a butterfly, a firefighter, a fashion designer, a weatherman, a mechanic, a grown-up, a paleontologist, marine biologist again, a nurse, a mom, a veterinarian. Someone wanted to just be the man, Andrew, just the man of the house, I guess. A lawyer, an actress, an astronaut, an actor. Oh my God, I'm getting winded. Flight attendant, secret agent. So thank you everybody for responding all this month on what you want to be when you grew up. A $100 gift card and an Anything Show with Jon Francois shot glass and keychain has to go to one person this month. Andrew, shall I do? Oh crap! You know what? Let me go back. I have to backtrack to find the drum roll that I'm supposed to play, because what is a winner announcement without a drum roll, Andrew? It's kind of like walking without feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brunch without mimosas. It's breakfast.
Yeah, it's breakfast without mimosas. Exactly. All right, Andrew, I think I got the drum roll. All right, you ready for the drum roll to see who the hell our winner is?
Ready.
Yes! Hey, yo, if your name is Michael Stacy, you won, baby! Michael Stacy, you won the Ask Anything prize for the month of October. I know you're usually called Mike Stacy, but I love you so much that I want to make you formal. So I'm calling you Mr. Michael Stacy. How about that, Andrew?
I like that. Michael Stacy, very formal.
Mr. Stacy, if you're nasty.
Ooh.
Let me mic your Stacy. All right, no, I'm kidding, Michael Stacy. I apologize. This is not who I am as a person. The only reason that I'm like this is that I'm dressed up as an inflatable ballerina for Halloween, okay? That's my excuse. Right, Andrew?
That is the perfect excuse.
Yeah.
You're dancing all around.
Oh, boy. Michael Stacy wins himself the $100 gift card and the Anything Show with Jon Francois shot glass and keychain. Our next winner are going to be announced, I think, sometime in late November. Who knows? Who cares? At the moment, it's all about Michael Stacy, goddammit. All right, I think this is about time where we do our fake pee commercial break, Andrew, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Andrew, do you have to pee? Do you have to poo? Do you have to take drugs or anything?
No drugs, unfortunately. Just Tylenol.
Just Tylenol? I was hoping for a little dose of heroin tonight.
I was thinking maybe a little crack rock, but no.
Yeah, just a little bit of crack rock here, a little bit of crack rock there, a little bit of mentenamine. That's not how you say it.
Drugs everywhere.
Drugs everywhere, exactly. You're right. All right, screw it. Let's just do this thing that we like to call acknowledging our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our viral videos of the week. Sound like a good deal, Andrew?
Perfect.
Yep.
Everyone and their cat has a podcast about the entertainment industry. But few shows have as much fun doing it as Rico and the Man with Rob Traegler and Peter Martino.
Well, look at Podcast Boy. Looks like he got a new toy.
Yes, New Jersey meets California in this bi-coastal, hilarious show where two old college buddies take shots at all things entertainment.
Dave Bautista's all like, I was never asked to do it.
Well, maybe he would have been asked to do it if he wasn't such a pain in the ass.
With special guests, trivia, listener feedback, and comedy bits.
Scarlet Witch is a scarlet bitch.
Okay, let's take the subject now.
Rob and Peter invite you to laugh along as they praise, pummel, and pick apart show business.
The Nirvana baby is suing. Is he not getting girls because of the penis in the picture?
Rico and the Man. Available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and more.
Yes. I cannot wait, Andrew. This is going to be the shortest Let's Get Viral in the history of the Anything Show, because we only have one video that we have to show this week. One video, I say. The viral videos of the week. This video, Andrew, you've never heard of Five Guys Burgers and Fries. You are not living. This takes me back to going to Five Guys in Connecticut, my home state, New York. I think somewhere in Iowa where I used to live, there was a Five Guys. I love it. Expensive, but it's worth it because they do give you quality burgers and fries that they cook on the spot. Just be prepared to pay like $50 for like a basic hamburger. That's just all I'm going to say, Andrew. I'm exaggerating, but it's really expensive compared to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So, a Five Guys fan said that this is an interesting hack you can try out if you want to take one cheeseburger and turn it into two for free.
At Five Guys, a cheeseburger comes standard with 2 patties, and all their toppings are free. So are peanuts. Next time you go to Five Guys, order a cheeseburger with all the toppings on the side and ask for an extra bun. Extra buns are free. Extra bun, $0.
But they forgot to add it and you didn't check.
Well, it was a new guy. Now when you get home, you'll have all your toppings neatly on the side, and with your extra bun, you can dress both of your burgers exactly the way you like.
Yeah, so Andrew, a basic burger at Five Guys usually has 2 patties, and I mean, whoever came up with this idea, my God, applause, because like they said, just take that double pattied burger, take the buns that you already get for free, and then boom, you got yourself 2 individual 1 patty cheeseburgers, and you only had to pay the price of 1.
This is a pretty good life hack.
Yeah. Wow.
If I ate meat, I would do it.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're one of them vegan people. God, you're one of those liberal vegan elitists.
I'm an elitist, but are the French fries free too? Like, if I can do something with their fries and their French fries are vegan, give me that life hack. I need it.
All right. Well, Andrew, you might have to drive like 15 hours for a Five Guys, depending on where you are. Because, like you said, you've never been to a Five Guys. I don't know what you're doing with your life, frankly.
Well, not living yet. I guess I need to try this Five Guys.
Yeah. You know what, Andrew? I'm so frustrated that I just want to end this viral video segment right now. And it's not because there was only one video. All right, let's get viral. It's so weird. We started it like 2 seconds ago, and now we're ending it.
We just got viral.
Yeah, we're infected with the virus so much that we just cannot continue any longer. Let's get viral. If you have a viral video you want to send us, Facebook.com/The Anything Show, Instagram and TikTok at Anything Show Francois, Facebook, YouTube. You get the point. Let me and Andrew know how the F you want to get yourself a viral video and how you want to give us a viral video, if you know what I mean. Alrighty, shall we do some celebrity gossip, Andrew, before we get to our interview with Angel from the Mermaid and the Lion podcast? Yes. All right, Andrew, I feel like I'm an outcast. Netflix and Squid Game on Netflix, it's like the #1 trending thing. You know, I hear all these references to it. Red light, green light, like that kind of a thing, and I have no idea what the F anybody is talking about. So, Andrew, somebody made a Squid Game alarm clock and posted a clip of it in action. It's a mini version of the animatronic pigtail doll in the red light, green light game. I want you to listen to this and then tell me if you know what the F is going on, because I certainly don't. Does that make any sense to you, what I just played?
Yeah, makes 100% sense.
Can you explain it to me? Because I don't know if I'm ever going to watch Squid Game.
So they're playing a game of red light, green light. And in red light, green light, when the person who's the light says green light, you can move. When they say red light, you have to stop. In Korea, there's actually a song that goes with the game. When you stop singing, that's red light. And if you move, you die.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very graphic. Wow. Okay.
It's a good old family-friendly children's game.
I guess. Isn't Squid Game, I mean, like, from what little I saw of it, isn't it like sort of like a prison kind of setting where, like, it's almost concentration camp-like, isn't it?
It's kind of how some of it looks, some of the references, some of the uniforms people wear, but everybody is there voluntarily.
Really? So people just so I guess people just kind of get off out of being tortured and having their life threatened.
Kind of, but there is a cash prize for this, and the cash prize makes it all worth it if you really win. But you got to go through some stuff.
How much money do you win?
So I don't know what the equivalent is in United States dollars, but it's 45 billion won, which in Korea I know has to be tons of money. So
wow. Just imagine if that was in U.S. money. Oh, by the way, to play this life or death game, you'll win $45 billion.
Oh, I would play in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Jesus, man. You know what? I think we were talking about Adele the other day, Andrew. I mean, as you know, she released her first new song in like 6 years. And now I feel like Adele is my spirit animal, because she was asked what her last meal would be. And she said McDonald's, McNuggets, Big Mac, fries, and she eats it at least once a week. Now, I talk crap about McDonald's, but it's basically the equivalent of a drug. You know what I mean? It's like crack. Like, you know it's terrible for you. You like to get rid of it in your system, but when you're hungry, it's all you could think about. You just need to get that high. And the fact that Adele understands this, even though she has slimmed down tremendously, she's still doing her McDonald's routine. She gets the exact same meal I get. Oh my God. I want to hug her and kiss her right now.
You and Adele are spirit McDonald's buddies.
Yeah. Once a week? Andrew, I get McDonald's like maybe every few weeks or so, and I'm thinking, oh, that's fine to maintain my slim, sexy figure. But Adele, you know, look at her slim figure. Like, to eat McDonald's once a week and to maintain that figure? What?
She's on the McDiet. She's got it.
I guess. So I guess it's like, oh, every other day I eat like fish and some nuts, and then, oh, splurge with the Big Mac and fries and nuggets on Friday, you know?
No, I'm with her. For a final meal, McDonald's would be on my menu.
Okay. Even though you're vegan and that goes against everything you stand for?
Oh, yeah. If I'm going out, I'm trying all of it.
Okay. Yeah, might as well. If you're dying, might as well just destroy your system, your insides like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's the time of year where we're going to hear Michael Jackson's Thriller a lot on the radio, Andrew. And of course, you know, at the end of that song where Vincent Price does his big monologue, like, darkness is in the blah, 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 blah. So Vincent Price, long dead. But fun fact, he only did that monologue live once, besides obviously doing it in the song. The only time that Vincent Price did his monologue live, besides the song, was on The Late Show, starring Joan Rivers, back in 1987. And I guess to get you in the Halloween mood, why not play Vincent Price live on Joan Rivers doing his famous Thriller monologue.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grizzled ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller.
You go, the late great Vincent Price and his Michael Jackson Thriller monologue. Doesn't that get you into the Halloween spirit, Andrew?
It really does. I love Vincent Price, and I never saw him live, but I had the biggest crush on everything I saw him in.
I don't think you can. I don't think it's literally possible to ever see him live when he was alive, because I think he was just like an actor. Like, he was an actor, voice actor. So I think the only way you could see him was through recorded stuff like TV shows, films. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we had this really rare gem from Vincent Price was very nice. All right, lastly, in our celebrity gossip, Kate Beckinsale revealed the cause for her ER visit last month, as if we were asking in the first place. I don't remember, this being a big deal, Andrew. She threw her back out trying to put on a pair of leggings in her hotel room. Can you make any sense of that? I mean, how bad? Go ahead. Like, what logic can you put on that, Andrew?
I can relate to this 100%. Like, I think she was probably getting ready to go to the club or something, dancing around with a drink or a cocktail, tried to put them on, and it just didn't work out.
But threw her back out? Like, I mean, God, how old is she? She's got to still be a fairly young woman.
Yeah, she's got to be. But, John, you've got to go get a pair of leggings or, like, tights and try to put them on. It is hard, no matter how slim or how young you are.
So you're saying that there's a lot of bending activity and a lot of strenuous exercise that goes with it?
Oh, yeah. You've got to start from the very bottom of your foot, and it's like putting on a T-shirt when you're wet, and you kind of feel like it gets stuck on you, and you have to pull it different ways to get it down.
Interesting.
Or if you've ever tried to put on latex gloves with wet hands,
yeah,
it's almost impossible.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? My girlfriend, Tony, is the legging person of the two of us. I will happily, even though, she will attest that she doesn't have the most normally functioning body ever. I will attest that she will be the one wearing the leggings. And if I have to be her legging caretaker, if I have to be the one to kind of stretch her back for her and make sure she kind of walks from step to step to get her Jell-O in the hospital room, then by God, that's what I'm here for. Because you know what? We made a commitment. We love each other. Till death do you part. I will be your legging caretaker, Tony. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love you again. How about that, Andrew? Aren't I the best boyfriend ever?
You are. That's the lasting love. To take care of somebody after a leggings-related issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just put some Vaseline on her back and hope for the best, Here's some petroleum jelly. Let me rub it on your back, Tony. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Petroleum jelly works every time. Alrighty, never take medical advice from me. Hey, if you have a piece of celebrity gossip, Facebook.com/The Anything Show, Instagram and TikTok @AnythingShowFrancois. Oh, YouTube and Facebook at The Anything Show, Francois. You know, it's been a great time dressing up in Halloween costume with you, Andrew. Say what you are again.
I'm Cammy from Street Fighter.
And I'm sorry, you can say that one more time?
I always say the best character in the game. Anybody challenge me.
Now, why is Cammy the best character in the game out of everybody?
She is the fastest, strongest hitter and can literally beat any other character in the game if you know how to play with her.
All right. Well, I'll certainly be playing with Cammy a lot indeed. So that is good to know. That is good to know. You know, if you want to see pictures of me and Andrew's costumes, I'm the Inflatable Ballerina, Andrew is Cammy from Street Fighter. Go to our socials, Instagram at Anything Show Francois and Facebook.com/Anything Show. We just posted up photos of our Halloween costumes. All right, Andrew, I would say that we had a great conversation with Angel from the Mermaid and the Lion podcast, right?
Yes, it was a fantastic conversation.
Yeah. Find Mermaid and the Lion wherever you get podcasts. If you're into erotic, graphic, storytelling wonderfulness in your ear holes, Mermaid and the Lion is the place to be. So we're going to play that conversation that we had with Angel the other day right here on the Anything Show. Andrew, as we speak on the 21st of October, have yourself a happy Halloween, because I think that the next time we'll be speaking, I think will be shortly before Halloween, but you know what I mean. If you're going to be enjoying your costume this coming weekend, have a happy Halloween.
You do the same. I'm going to hopefully get my Squid Game costume here by Monday. So I'll have even more fun with that one.
Very, very nice. Okay. Well, Andrew, I'm going to see you later so we can transfer over to a recorded conversation that also involves us. So see you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
All right. Peace out.
Gaza, I think I'm ready.
Ready for what? Dinner? Me too.
No, I am kind of hungry, but not for food. I'm ready for us to go to the next level physically.
What about the whole marriage thing?
I didn't say anything about marriage.
Then hell no. I'm not going there with you, Kimura. I'm not going to be that guy.
Okay, hey everybody. I am here with, of course, Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. We are joined by a special guest. She is the co-creator, creative spirit, writer, and she doesn't like to be called this, but I'm going to call her it anyway, the co-star of the Mermaid and the Lion podcast. It's Angel. Angel's on Zoom with us. Hi, Angel.
Hello. Thank you for welcoming me and humbling me with the star comment. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's well-deserved because, my God, because the Mermaid and the Lion, this is not the first time that you guys are sponsoring the Anything Show. You guys sponsored in the past, and it's really nice to finally put a face to the voice that I've been hearing on the podcast for a while. So,
awesome.
And I know I was almost not going to put a face to the voice because Angel didn't think we were going to do the video, but you know what? You're doing well so far.
So far, I'm trying. I'm holding on by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah, hey, I think you're doing fabulous so far. And we hadn't even ask or answer questions yet. So I think this is going just great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you know what? Season 3, I believe, is coming out of Mermaid and the Lion. Did it already come out or is it coming out soon?
It is coming out very, very soon. It will be out on Patreon on October the 26th, and then it will be on all other platforms, the Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Pandora, all that stuff on November 2nd. If Gaza was here, he'd try to tell me to push it to the 9th, but it's coming out November 2nd, and he'll call me a slave driver and all these other mean names, but November 2nd.
All right, so let's backtrack. Take us back to the beginning for those tuning in who are just like, oh, what's the Mermaid and the Lion? What is the podcast about?
Absolutely. So the Mermaid and the Lion is not a traditional podcast meeting. It's not interview or chat style. It is a scripted audio drama about two imperfect people working on perfecting their love for one another and overcoming toxicity through forgiveness. So it's kind of the love journey of two folks who are fundamentally flawed, but they find love with one another and they have chosen to not give up on that love, regardless of what comes along the way. And it starts at the very beginning. And I'm very, very tied to the story because it's my own. It is my husband and myself. It's our true love story where, of course, we've had to change some things to protect people in our lives and certain encounters, but every interaction that's really occurred there between Gaza and myself is authentic, because part of the story is hopefully helping some people in young relationships to see the mistakes that we made at the beginning, and maybe they can have a happier start.
Wow. So Andrew, when you first started listening to the podcast, did you get that authenticity?
I did. So one of the things that I loved listening was there's a genuine backing to the story that I could already tell before I even knew your backstory. And just feeling this feeling of, there are people who have gone through relationship things that I immediately walked out on that are giving me inspiration to do more.
Nice.
Oh, see, it's for you, Jay. It's for you.
Now,
go ahead.
Were you immediately okay with sharing such personal things and being so open?
So it actually was my idea. I came together with it. He was not he's actually a very private person. So the simple fact that he's doing this, I know, is also out of his love for me and my desire to create. I feel like if I'm not creating something, I'm kind of not in my happiest place, and being able to create it with my life partner is even better. So him giving and seeing the long-term vision and goal, it's really helpful. Also, he's really driven by money. So the fact that there is a possibility of, income in the future, I think he stays inspired. Like, so what if they think I'm a butt face today? We're going to tell the story and we're going to keep on pushing.
Yeah, what I like about the podcast, having listened to a few episodes of season 1, it really has like a will they, won't they vibe with like a splash of like urban hip hopness to it. I really enjoyed that. And he really just blew me away right now by saying that this is actually a true story, because now I'm wondering, like, okay, what's going to happen next? Now, Gaza, is it true, my kind of assumption here, because Gaza so far, listening to season 1, he comes off as like a, very irresistible womanizer who's trying to change his ways and needs some help along the way. Is that really your Gaza in real life?
That is my man. Oh my gosh, why is he my man, actually, when I think of it like that? But yep, he's the one that he stole my heart some kind of weird way. But yes, that's him. Very, someone would probably call him a meathead because he's like a gym rat, all of that kind of stuff, full into fitness. He has like a whole other podcast called Flex on Them where he talks about fitness stuff, and he works out all the time while I'm snacking all the time. We're a perfect pair. So we're both lifting something, chips or weights, whichever. And but moreover, I think that it just was truly destined, because I was able to see past some of his persona and really understand that underneath it all, he was a person that was looking for family, looking for stability, and part of what he was going through was maybe trying to attract that to himself, but in the wrong ways. And being able to be vulnerable with one another and really discuss what we wanted long term was helpful. And also an opportunity for him to let go of some of the, womanizing and mingling and unsafe behaviors he was participating in.
So, I mean, I would imagine that it had to take a lot of patience to, sort of deal with or accept, Gaza's ways, before you guys got to a point where it seems like you are a very solid couple. I mean, can you take us through that? Especially like, I think, because especially the womanizing ways, I would imagine that maybe that produced a lot of frustration or insecurity on your part.
Oh, he tricked me. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about I got tricked. If you make it to season 2, it was our dating season. And during that time, we never argued once while we were dating. He definitely wooed me and cared for me. I have epilepsy. I had seizures during that time, and he came to the hospital, and we got into a car accident. I got into a car accident driving to work, and that's what kind of sparked my seizures to come back on. And he sat there and took out my weave and the glass in my hair and all this. And he showed me a genuine caring side during that time. So when the moment came for us to consider moving farther and further in the relationship, I'm like, you're showing me all the good stuff. And then once, well, I'm gonna start telling you the things and you gotta listen. But hey, but yes, there was some difficult things, but I guess giving a little bit about myself that's not in the story. So exclusive. My parents were like recently divorced when I first started dating Gaza, and there was infidelity involved. So I decided at that point, I was like, if this man, my father, who I honored and revered for all my life, is capable of this, that means that every doggone man is capable of this. So I'm going to enter into this relationship where I'm taking the bull by the horns and I'm going to control it. So I started the relationship with, I don't care if you are with someone else, just as long as you don't break these key rules, is how I felt like I was controlling the situation. It was a mistake, but that was kind of our path forward and my way of feeling like if anything happens, I gave permission already and I did this and he's not going to break my rules, which is the dumbest thing that you could ever do, is try to control, especially control something that you don't ultimately want to happen. So it was a great learning experience all the way around.
A phrase that you used to describe the podcast that really draws me in, and I really want to ask you about that. So you say it's about two imperfect people trying to perfect their love for one another. So is that saying that, there is a such thing as perfect love? Like you can really polish love to perfection. I was wondering if you could elaborate on that.
I definitely believe that that's a possibility. I don't think that two people ever become perfect, but my ideal of perfect love is pure understanding and communication with one another. Like, I understand how to push your buttons. That means I understand how to abstain from pushing your buttons, right? I also, again, making that fundamental decision to not give up on you, because that is the best sense of security. It's not necessarily unconditional love, but the understanding that this person sees my flaws and they're willing to work with me if I'm willing to work with them on theirs. Like, hey, these are the items in our relationship, which is something that we should have done in the beginning, but we eventually got there. These are our deal breakers. If you ever do these things to me, that is the end of this I'm not giving up on you agreement or covenant that we've made with one another. And as long as we remain inside of those deal breakers and we are continuously trying to improve and understand each other's love languages more, if we are trying to understand what brings each other joy, because happiness comes from within, but you also can enhance someone's happiness by trying to understand what sparks that for them. If it's giving them quiet time, if it is, giving them a head rub, whatever it is that lets them know that you truly love them, actively doing that, even if it's not what you want to do, because you want them to come outside of their selves to give you what you need to actively feel loved as well. So yes, I think those are things that help perfect love between two people.
Andrew, did you have any questions?
Yes. Now, when you talk about that and what could push your partner's buttons and what can't push them, in telling the story that you're telling for the podcast, have there been any moments in recording or planning out an episode where you've talked with Gaza about what you're going to talk about or what the storyline is going to be at that point, and it's been a moment where maybe it's caused some friction between you two?
Oh, absolutely. We've argued about, especially the external parties, right? The other people in your life, family for the most part, that impact your relationship because they've had such heavy influences on you for 100% of your life before you got married. So how do we incorporate those experiences and how it made us feel without pointing out these key people in our lives that we do respect and love, right? But they're not part of our story as a whole, so we don't want to admonish them publicly in that way. So how do we create situations that still exude those emotions? And so how I write it, he'll be like, oh, absolutely not, right? Like, you're not going to do that. That shines this kind of light and I refuse to let that happen. Or he'll want to change some words and like, no, if you say it that way, that doesn't make sense for why this would be my particular reaction. And this is why I reacted like that back then, right? So I think we should do this and you need to keep that exact word in there. But moving to season, it hasn't really been as difficult because we've been mostly aligned for season 1 and 2, but this season 3, which is the newlywed season, which covers our first 18 months of marriage, which was the most difficult part of our marriage. We've cried, we've argued, we've remembered how much we've loved each other. All of those spectrums of emotions have occurred while putting this season together, especially I think we've both even had some clarity moments of like, you know what, dang, I was definitely wrong there. And now that I see it on paper, I don't want anyone to hear it, but we're going to go forward because we're trying to speak this true, unabashed piece. And on our on our Instagram page, I've been really making a point of making comments about being a newlywed, like, hey, what honeymoon phase? Or, I think more about being an ex than I do about having sex with you, right? We're not lovebirds because we are in such a bad space of mistreating one another and not connecting when we're supposed to be the most connected in our relationship. So things like that. I hope I answered your question.
Oh, you did. Because another thing that I've been wondering about, listening to the first season and listening to the content that I've enjoyed, because I don't want to give anything away, because for me, it was something so special to listen to, because you have this warm, happy beginning and you hope everything's going to be amazing with no issues or problems ever happening. And then, life and relationships and things happen with people. So now that you've gone on this journey and are still continuing telling the story, has it changed your relationship at this moment? Like, is there new things that you think are coming up that are changing that you weren't expecting?
I'm going to say it seems like Mermaid the Lion could go on forever now that we've started, right? Because of just the pivot of creating this project together. A lot of relationships kind of took a downturn during COVID, and working on the Mermaid and the Lion together rejuvenated ours. It gave us that new zest and zeal. We always loved creating things together. It wasn't always like a creative work like the Mermaid and the Lion, but we've built homes together. We worked really hard to have a family together. Having a project to work on is something that really helps us, and that's when we're in our best space. And now that we have this project to work on, and this project gives us the opportunity to reflect on why we are even together and maybe even help someone in the process, it's been incredibly helpful for us. And we've also learned how to communicate better and talk to each other much nicer just in this small time that Mermaid and the Lion has been out, especially the talking nicer part.
Yeah, I bet. I got to ask about certain parts of the podcast that really drew me in. One, I hope I'm not spoiling anything when I say this, but in the first season, we get introduced to you, Angel, and the fact that I believe you're a virgin when you meet Gaza. Is that what we're...
No, and a lot of people think I'm her. That is actually another lady named Kimora, who is like 30 something years old when she meets Gaza, and he's only like 26. And it's the first episode. You guys should definitely listen because it's an interesting saga of that this woman met him at the nightclub. Like that whole story is almost, there's like nothing really that's changed. Actually, I think except for the fact there's only one friend with him the night that he met her, but there was more friends. But everything else is kind of like that same journey where it was almost like love at first sight. They had a very tight bond and relationship. And then she was ready to move further and faster than he was. And he did allow the fact that she was significantly older than him to impact his vision for the future of wanting to have kids and she's going to be at this place and I'm still only going to be hitting this number. And he felt like he was holding her back from being in her prime and being with someone who was ready to be in that space right then and there, even though she was willing to wait. So they ended up breaking up pretty short term. To be funny story, I'm the longest relationship that Gaza has ever had in his life, because almost everyone else was kind of like at the 1 year mark, and then the relationship was dissolved, except for Chase's mom. They were teenagers and were off and on throughout that time, but outside of that, almost everyone was like done within a year.
Now you also say that there are decisions or values that Angel and Gaza have that the audience may or may not agree with. Can you talk about that? Like what decision values that you think may be polarizing to others, especially others in relationships who may be looking on the outside in like, oh, what's going on there?
Actually, I've kind of alluded to one already, and that idea of me giving him the pass in the relationship for him to go and it's a one-sided pass, right? So it wasn't like, well, thank you so much, Angel, for caring for me in such a way to allow me to go and continue to sow my royal oats. You do the same. No, he would have left me on the front porch because it was definitely a one-sided thing. And so I think that a lot of women, especially today, would feel like I behaved as a pick-me. Actually, I've been called that a little bit, so that would be like one thing that potentially could cultivate that. Another one, which we haven't really incorporated, is how close we are to Chase's mom, to the point where I've even asked her to live with us several times, not for us to be like sister wives or anything, but raising him was so important. And having that opportunity to have a collective view for structure for him, not when I'm at my mom's house, this is what I do, and when I'm at your house, this is what I do. No, it should be pretty much the same, that when you're at any house, the rules flow. If you're on punishment at your mom's house, you're on punishment here, and vice versa, so that there was less of a tug of war for him. And a lot of people were like, oh, I'm not talking to no baby mamas. Who is she? She better not call past this and that or whatever. And we have a very, very, very intimate relationship that developed over time, of course. Another thing, that I very, very, very much was raised in a Christian home, very religious. Gaza's family is Catholic. His mom is Irish Catholic. So it's real serious Catholic business happening over here. And then I'm very much a Protestant. And a lot of people would see how we treat God in our home as inappropriate, right? Not that we use him as a genie, but we don't go to church every Sunday like I was used to doing. And family prayer is like intermittent. Like I come out in the morning, I'm like, oh, I plead the blood of Jesus over everybody because I know they're not going to pray. Like, we're not very orthodox in that, but more than anything, it is that you have a pass to step outside of the relationship piece that I know is gonna catch a lot of people with their pearls. Like, oh no, why would you even say a thing like that? Or there was a time where I was the sole provider while Gaza went back to school. And, that also is like, what the heck is going on? He kept the kids and I went to work, and he learned how to live and be a career person. I couldn't think of something articulate to say in that moment. So, hey, whoever's listening, it came out how it came out.
That's okay. It's okay. And speaking of religion, I like actually the sort of contrast between the religious part of you, because I think we all get this concept of like, oh, if you're religious, then you're uptight when it comes to really diving into the details of one's relationship. And definitely what I've noticed about the podcast is that when there are intimate moments, it really gets it really gets raw. I've never heard that from romantic drama before. I mean, usually at the most it'll be a narrator just describing what's happening, but you actually hear in your podcast characters engaging in very interesting sexual activity. And I guess I wanted to get your head about that and how you and Gaza went about, portraying sexuality in the podcast.
Absolutely. God is love, friends, right? And the marriage bed is undefiled, people. Even though we weren't married, but either way, right? But no, the book I wrote, I think I mentioned to you guys, the book I wrote was an erotic novel. So I was like, hey, let's throw some of that in there. Why not? People like that. Women want to hear that. And I don't know how men feel about it, but I know that women would want to hear that. So let's go ahead and throw some of that in there in regards to attracting an audience. And we've had the opportunity to have some fun with it. And I'm not sure if it's season 1 or season 2, where it's like the episode is called "Want Me for Me." Is Erica? Have you guys gotten to Erica and Rob? They have their own episode. That
I'm
must
still
be season 2.
Last season 1.
Yeah, so that's okay. So season 2, there's some new characters, Erica and Rob, and boy, do they have sex. And I'm gonna spoil this for everybody. When you guys hear the slapping noises in that episode, that is real deal, skin to skin, buddy, with the microphone making it happen.
Oh, ASMR erotica.
Look, it is audio porn for real. Right?
Okay. Well, like they say, sex sells. So good for you.
Right. Like, but it was really just kind of funny because if you let guys will tell you, I wish he was here to tell the story. He was trying to make it sound authentic. He was like, yeah, I even pulled down my pants and was slapping my bottom to try to make it sound right.
Wow.
And it wasn't sounding right. So he's like, we gotta do something else to make it happen. So if you guys ever make it there, just know that during that particular sex scene between Erica and Rob is a real action.
Wow. All right. Well, if there's any reason to tune in, now you've given me reason to tune in. Season 2 and 3.
Let's fast forward through all the episodes.
Yeah. You're gonna I don't even care about continuity. I'm just like, you know what? I just want to hear the sex scenes. Yeah. Like literally you're taking me back to middle school, fast forwarded through Titanic just to see the naked scene with Kate Winslet, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. Oh gosh, why did you go back? I used to watch all that little soft porn stuff late at night that, it would be them having some sort of dinner with friends, and the next everyone's in their own room doing weird stuff, and then you're hoping to God your mom doesn't come in and catch you watching this filth. Lord have mercy.
That was the Skinamax. You were watching and you're like, okay.
Skinamax. It was super secret because she would have poured the whole bottle of holy oil on me. And then I would have been at the front of the church the next Sunday, I just want to tell the Lord I'm sorry for my wicked ways.
Oh my God. Well, Angel, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you from the Mermaid and the Lion podcast. Andrew, did you have any more questions before we go?
Not at this time, not really a question. I just have to say I'm super excited to wait and hear more. So now I'm excited to get into season 2. And you've got to stand out of me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you.
I think it's season 2 of almost any show is always the season where shit gets real. So I think that
sophomore. but I have to say, for anyone who does listen to season 1 and season 2, and I'm not trying to overstay my time, I promise, but anyone who listens to season 1 and season 2, we have a real treat for season 3. Number 1, our format is going to be different. And number 2, we've upgraded our mics. So now we have stellar mics. We have a soundproof studio, improved soundproofing in the studio. So the whole listening experience is going to be way different. We've incorporated binaural sound. So we're encouraging everyone to listen with headphones in season 3 because it's going to be full spectrum environment immersion. So we're very, very excited about the new season.
I love it. Before we go, for someone listening who is already interested in, hearing, romance either in fictionalized form or reality form, can you tell us what makes your podcast so special and distinct from all the other romance related podcasts?
Absolutely, because those other ones are just audiobooks where someone is talking at you. When you listen to The Mermaid and the Lion, you get to hear different voices, different emotions and experiences set into scenes where you can close your eyes and imagine exactly what it looks like. Our show is the show where you get to complete the story with your imagination and experience and let the voices continue to carry you there. You're not blinded by your vision of what a director says that person should look like or what each character looks like. We have given you the opportunity to incorporate your thoughts into what really happened there and let the sounds carry you to that land and take you away. And it's a pretty nice and easy thing to do. You can listen to us while driving. Well, please be careful because I don't want you to get carried away and hit a wall or anything. But it's a nice opportunity for you to just, take yourself to another land and feel like you're in the story. And that's all.
Andrew, did you notice that she said all that in a very calming, sensual voice, the kind of voice that we already hear on the podcast anyway?
It was very soothing.
Exactly. I love
it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now you're making me like, let me get off this camera. I can't handle it.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna let you go now. It's perfect timing. Angel Sand, the co-creator, self-described creative spirit, writer, co-star of the Mermaid and the Lion podcast. Find it wherever you get podcasts. Thanks so much for supporting the Anything Show. And of course, for anybody listening, as you support our show, please support the Mermaid and the Lion, because it really is a wonderful, thought-provoking work of art. Angel, I hope you take care. And next time we talk, I will give you a heads up about video.
right. And I'm gonna have on all the lipstick. You watch, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are a pleasure. Thank you. God bless you.
You too. Thank you.
Listen to The Anything Show with Jon Francois on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram and TikTok at Anything Show Francois. Now, go lick some sweet and sour sauce.